Godzilla versus the Cloverfield Monster. Two of the most powerful, and definitely two of the biggest, monsters in all of movies are going at it today. But who's ultimately going to be coming out on top here? Really, is it even close? Let's get into it. Over the years, let me tell you, Godzilla has definitely cemented his place as the king of the monsters. He stood tall as the ultimate alpha predator, strongest in the world of titans. While every other titan has tried to challenge Godzilla for a spot at the top, if you swing for the king, you best not miss. Because almost every monster has taken their shot at Godzilla, they've all failed. They're all either left dead with their heads blown off or just end up bowing to Godzilla by the end. The king stays king. And even outside of when Godzilla evolved into his pink form, even in just his base form, well, he's still incredibly powerful. Like, there's pretty much no other Alpha Titan that can stand up to him. And trust me, plenty have tried. But Godzilla's been able to fight against and kill the two Mutos. He fought against and beat Kong. He's fought against King Ghidorah. Pretty much no one can stand up against him. And these are all some really serious monsters too. I mean, the Mutos weigh 46,000 tons and 76,000 tons. Kong is 93,000 tons. King Ghidorah weighs 140,000 tons. So when Godzilla is just throwing these guys around with ease and decking them with attacks, we gotta factor that in too. Godzilla is insanely strong. And again, that's just his base form. He's also crazy tough. Like we just said, Godzilla's gotten into his fair share of fights against other titans throughout the years. Everyone just seems to be gunning for the crown. They've all definitely got their hits in. I mean, just look at King Ghidorah. Godzilla was able to pretty consistently trade blows with King Ghidorah. Take everything that Ghidorah had, and really Ghidorah had no true shot at taking Godzilla down until he amped himself with all the electricity in Boston. And there's Kong. For as powerful as Kong is, being another true Alpha Titan, well, Godzilla was basically toying with him the entire time. And that's seriously not all either. Godzilla is regularly surviving nuclear bombs. Like he survived the Castle Bravo nuke, a 15 megaton nuke that at the time was the largest detonated nuke in history. Godzilla took it like a champ. Then Godzilla took another one, and this is an absolutely massive nuclear bomb too. It's no joke. And there's the Oxygen Destroyer. Godzilla survived that even while taking it directly on the head. And last but not least, the Permian impact. This is a straight up extinction level event. It broke apart the Earth's crust, created an explosion even larger than Africa, and killed 90% of all life on the planet. Godzilla just took it and, well, he just kept on swimming. Basically, Godzilla is operating on just a straight up insane level. He's nearly impossible to hurt, much less put down for good. There have been a few times where he's been knocked out, a few low showings along the way, but the guy is insanely tough, like taking gigantic nuclear bombs directly to the face, kinda tough. And then there's his signature attack, his atomic breath. He's able to kill a whole lot of titans with this attack, and injure a whole lot more. But probably the most impressive thing was a time where Godzilla used his atomic breath to burrow all the way down through the Earth itself in order to reach the Hollow Earth. Easily the craziest thing the big lizard has ever done. Godzilla is releasing just an absolutely insane amount of power and energy here. Cloverfield is the military designation of an incident in which a titanic creature wandered onto the shore of Long Island, proceeded to tear through New York City before the entire island was blown to hell to put it down for good. So what was the creature? An extraterrestrial? Some deep-sea amphibian left dormant for centuries before being awakened by the ever-encroaching fingers of mankind's machines, the result of an experiment to create infinite power that ended up causing two parallel dimensions to crash headlong into each other, mixing and matching various objects from one reality into another. Who knows? All we do know is that it's here, it's angry, it's ready to cause destruction. So the monster that we see in the first movie is a baby, it's a juvenile, and it's still this big and able to cause this much destruction. It's able to snap a destroyer ship in half. Literally just by walking around, it was destroying buildings and wrecking streets. It even took the Statue of Liberty, ripped its head off, and chucked it a few city blocks. Remember, it's just a baby here. It could wreck oil rigs and even caused earthquakes that led to all of Manhattan losing power. Then Clover is also very, very tough. Pretty much every single weapon thrown at it did nothing more than agitate it and piss it off. Like a bombardment of tanks, rockets, missiles, fighter jets, everything. Just annoyed it. The military had to go all out in order to actually kill the monster, unleashing significantly more powerful weapons with the protocol hammer down being unleashed. While it did ultimately kill Clover, it also destroyed the entirety of Manhattan in the process. And then in the Cloverfield paradox, 20 years after the original Cloverfield event, several monsters were inadvertently transported to an alternate Earth by the Shepard particle accelerator, began to wreak havoc across the globe. Clover, or another member of its species as an adult, appeared as an escape pod that fell to Earth. Its head and body erupted through a patch of clouds as it lets out several loud roars. Well, that's pretty much all we know of the adult version of this monster. It's still so big, it's able to peek through clouds, making it anywhere from 2 to 3 miles tall. And obviously, you can scale up its strength and toughness along with that. With how powerful just a baby is, we can only imagine how powerful the adult Clover will be. So who wins here? Well, let's break it down. Now, the biggest thing going for the Cloverfield monster, and I mean that literally, is its size. It's massive. Way bigger than Godzilla, like by an astronomical degree. Godzilla at its highest is just over 100 meters tall. The adult Clover is estimated to be up to 6,000 meters tall. No comparison there. Adult Clover holds a massive edge in that way. And if you want to say that the baby was 100 meters tall, it's able to do everything that it could do, well, scaling it to the adult monster, you can make an argument it would be a physical match against Godzilla, at least when it comes to strength. Throwing hands and knocking over buildings, everything like that. Clover could give Godzilla a run for his money. But the opposite side of this, Godzilla should be way tougher than even an adult Clover. Like the baby Clover was killed by the bomb at the end of the movie, an explosion that also took out all of Manhattan. Even if the adult Clover is way bigger and way tougher than a baby, still presumable that it could be killed by a big enough nuke, at least injured by it. Not the same with Godzilla. Like he survived the Castle Bravo nuke, 15 megaton nuke, at the time was the largest nuke ever detonated. Godzilla took it like a champ. Then Godzilla took another one. This is an absolutely massive nuclear bomb too. It's no joke. Then there's the Oxygen Destroyer. Godzilla survived that even while taking it directly on the head. Then last but not least, the Permian impact, a straight up extinction level event. It broke apart the Earth's crust, created an explosion even larger than Africa, and killed 90% of all life on the planet. Godzilla just took it, and well, he just kept on swimming. But the key here is Godzilla's atomic breath. It's a significantly more powerful attack than just any ordinary nuke. And honestly, there's no way that Clover is going to be able to survive it. Godzilla's nuclear energy and atomic breath is such a powerful attack compared to the same kind of cosmic energy that's found in supermassive black holes. It's been compared to a dying star about to go supernova. And it wasn't enough to just decapitate the female Muto, but it also pushed back King Ghidorah. And it didn't just push back the 140,000 ton monster, but according to the novel, well, it was slowly burning Ghidorah alive and had him just screeching out in pain. The same guy who can survive the Oxygen Destroyer, well, that guy was being injured and burned alive by Godzilla's atomic blast. Then, of course, there's the time where Godzilla used his atomic breath to burrow all the way down to the hollow earth. Easily the craziest thing the big lizard has ever done. It's a country-level feat at the bare minimum. It's absolutely crazy that Godzilla is able to do something like this. And all of that was from before Godzilla evolved and became 20 times more powerful. Because Godzilla seriously upgraded in the new empire. And this new iteration of Big G is seriously more powerful. Just from absorbing the radiation and energy from the French nuclear power plant, well, that version of Godzilla was compared to the burning Godzilla that we saw in Boston, except a safer, more stable form. And then Godzilla upgraded again. So now he's said to have doubled in combat power from his prior form, and his energy capacity is 20 times greater than it used to be at his peak. When he's unleashing attacks, well, it's the strongest energy readings that anyone had ever seen. So yeah, he's seriously upgraded. And now, Godzilla's atomic blast is even more powerful than before, explicitly said to be more powerful than his previous beam that drilled through the hollow earth. And there's Shimo, an ancient titan with the power to create a storm that could freeze all of Greenland in a matter of minutes, while Godzilla is able to shoot his beam up to the clouds and break up that storm with just one shot. Adult Clover just stands no chance. It's featless. The only thing going for it is its size, and by this point in the MonsterVerse, Godzilla's atomic blast is just way too powerful to contend with. Godzilla is taking this one, and it's not even close.